Okay, you probably don't believe it's possible, but you can write a song in 5 minutes or less. A lot of the greatest songs just came to people, but that's after years and years of cultivating the creative energy inside and getting it out. So in order to do that, I really want to make it simple and not too difficult of a task, because you might feel like writing a song has to be really hard, especially if you're trying to make a masterpiece of some kind. So right off the bat, I want you to get that out of your head. We're not trying to write a masterpiece. That seems to just choke people up. A little paralysis happens and they can't seem to get anywhere. But if you just have fun with it and you act like you're just kind of writing for the garbage can, you're not really going to take it seriously at all, then things seem to come to you. It's just this weird little game you have to play with yourself sometimes to get creative. At the end of this video, I'm going to actually put 3 books that are great at explaining all this stuff in depth, but today we're going to get right into the songwriting aspect of it. So most songs, if you study the structure, have some sort of intro. Then there's a verse. Typically, I'm just going to go with the majority of songs in history. Some kind of verse that sets the table a little bit, tells the story. Then there's sometimes a pre-chorus, but we're going to skip that today. We're going to go right to a chorus, which is like the big payoff, and typically the name of the song is in the chorus. After that, we go back to another verse, and then we go to another chorus, which could be the same as the first chorus. And then we'll have either a solo or a bridge. And a bridge is a great way to change the song up a little bit, and sometimes that propels you into the third chorus, which today and typically is going to be similar to the first 2 choruses, if not exactly the same. And we're going to double that, just so it has that structure that people are used to hearing. Okay, a lot of people might not think that sounds very artistic, but that stuff will come later, trust me. All the stuff where you can hear it come to you and you just sit there and songs will start happening in your head. It seems to happen for people who put forth this kind of effort and at least get the ball rolling with what we're going to do today, all right? Okay, so the least you need to know to do what I'm going to do today are just some basic chords. If you don't know which chords go together, you can always Google that. You can go to my website, theartofguitar.com. I talk about chord families. Or you can watch my video on the L shape and the T shape to get a really quick power chord tutorial on how to fit chords together and which ones work. Today I just chose to go with A minor, F, and C, and then I might throw a G in there depending on what I hear later, okay? So we're going to go A minor, F, C. Alright, I just know through theory that those chords work together, and I just like the sound of that. Alright, so I just played it like that just because it sounds good. So let's say we do that twice, that'll be our intro. Then when the verse starts, I'm just going to mute the chords. So it's going to still be those same chords, but a little more laid back. Okay, I know this sounds like I'm writing some sort of country song or something, but really it's a universal way of writing. Eventually you could do this in metal, you could do all sorts of things. You just have to replace these chords with either power chords or riffs in the future. This is just giving you a basic idea of structure. Okay, so for verse 1 we have this chord, A minor, F, C. Now, while you're doing that, what I want you to do is I want you just to sort of imagine your favorite singer singing over the top of that. And you might hear them just singing in a certain rhythm. And what you could do then is just say gibberish, let's say into your phone if you're recording yourself. Okay, so the words don't have to make sense. You could just hum. You could just make any kind of sound. You can whistle, as long as you get something over the top of that. We're going to fill in the lyrics later, not a big deal. Another trick you could do is you could look up somebody else's lyrics of a song you don't know yet, because you don't want to have their melody stuck in your head. Look up the words just for a placeholder for now to put in place so that later on you could change them to whatever you want to do. Remember, when Paul McCartney wrote Yesterday, he woke up and heard the melody in his head, and he had to use the word scrambled eggs because he didn't know exactly what he wanted to use for words yet. Okay, so anyways, just start to listen while you play the chords in the verse. Something will come to you, even if it's a little melody of some sort. And if not, like I said, just go ahead and add some gibberish words and fix it later. Okay, hopefully you were able to put some gibberish over the top of that. See how I don't really care? I'm not getting really serious about it, because I know if I do, I'm going to choke off my ideas. So I'm just having fun, just throwing out some stupid words in my head, okay? Now, for the chorus, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break into 2 of the chords that I already used, and I'm going to play them longer, so I have more of a chance to bring the chorus to life. So I'm going to choose C major and F major. So I'm going to go... As basic as that sounds, that's going to be my chorus for now. Things will be modified later, I'm sure. All right, so now to connect the verse to the chorus, I'm going to do just one little change just because it came to me just now. So as I'm going verse, A minor, F, C, let's do it again. This time I'm going to go A minor, F, and I'm going to wait to go to the C for the chorus. See, I just figured from the F, I don't want to go to the C and then hit the C again for the chorus. That just doesn't seem to build up to anything. So that was just something I thought of at the last second. I'm going to stop on F during the verse, and then when the chorus hits, I'm going to go to C. So a little modification's already happening here. Okay, so I have my verse and my chorus. I just played around with these chords to see what sounded good to me, and I kept them. After the chorus, we go back to the intro for a little bit. Verse 2, chorus 2. So I'll play a little bit of the first chorus. Intro. Verse 2. So you might already hear somebody singing over the top of it. I hear some bro country going on here, but it doesn't mean it has to end up that way. Okay, so I'd say 4 times through. Remember, this is verse 2, so the last part here I'm going to go. There's that F holding out to the chorus. 1, 2, chorus, go. And I would do that twice to complete a chorus. Okay, I'm already hearing things I want to change, and this is great. I'm not going to do them here in front of you because it'll take a little bit more time, but I just want to get the structure down. But you'll see the more you do this, the more ideas just float into your mind. It's crazy. Okay, for the bridge, let's just add a new chord because I said the bridge could take you to a new place. And I'm going to show you something almost ridiculous. I'm just going to go to pretty much one chord for the bridge, and that's going to be G. So we haven't played a G yet, so I know the G is going to make a good bridge. It fits in the family of the chords I'm playing, but it also will build right back into the chorus. You'll see in a second why. So let's say we get done with the second chorus. Here comes the bridge, G. Oh, I changed my mind. I'm going to go to F after the G. Back to G, F, G, F one last time, and we'll stay on the G. Big build up. What am I building up to? The last chorus, C. Now I hear the whole band kicks in. It's a huge deal at the end. We'll do the chorus 2 times. Just double it up at the end. And if you have a good enough melody or whatever for the chorus, you'll have the audience singing along with you. It's going to be great. All right, now I didn't mention this, but for the chorus, you really want to start to come up with something that stays in people's heads. So a good way to do that, like I did say this earlier, but think of the name of the song and put it in the chorus. So right now, make up some stupid words. Like I said, Paul McCartney said scrambled eggs, so it doesn't matter if you say anything like it doesn't make any sense. You're going to fill it in later. So come up with something, even if you have to look through random words on Google or whatever you do, find a cool word and just try to say it over the top of those chords that I'm playing. You might be surprised that just by saying a certain phrase or a word, you start to actually say it in pitches and in rhythms, and that becomes a catchy hook sometimes for a chorus. So whatever you choose to do, I'm not saying anything today because I don't want to color your mind. I want you to come up with something, and even if I just do the chorus now, you might think of something, okay? Think of a random word or a random phrase. Okay, so do it over this. 3, 4. I think it's because I said scrambled eggs earlier. I was thinking something with bacon. Doesn't make sense. And I'm hungry, so I might explain it. Okay, so you get the idea. It could be so dumb. Okay, this could be the worst song you ever write. But it's kind of like what other songwriters say. It's kind of like when you drink root beer or beer or whatever, and the top there's a bunch of foam. You got to get through that foam to get to the good stuff. And when you write a bunch of bad songs, you might find some gems in there, but most likely you're just building up to the good stuff in the future. Okay, hopefully you have an idea of what to do for the chorus, because we pretty much have our whole song written. And then at the end, I'm going to take the intro and I'm going to paste it to the end for an outro, just to have something to kind of fade the song out on. So we'll go back to... we'll go. And we won't let it resolve back to C, which it wants to. See, that sounds good, but I want to keep people hanging on. Those are little tricks you're going to learn in the future when you really study chord progressions, but today that's just a fun thing to throw in there just to mess with people. All right, by the way, that makes them want to hear whatever you're going to play next, so that's kind of a cool audio trick. Let's review the song, and even though, like I said, it's basic, at least we have a structure written out and we fill in all the details later. All right, so the intro, A minor, F, C, wide open. 2 times. Verse, same chords, muted. Start to tell your story here. You could even talk, it doesn't matter. Like some people who write songs, they talk over the verse. Chorus. We're going to change the chords as far as the order we just did. I'm just going to go from C to F. Remember the connection point we did, though, where we stopped on the F for the verse? All right, chorus, C. I'd say 4 times is a good amount. Back to the intro really quick. Gives people time to take a breath after that chorus. Verse 2. Elaborate on your story a little bit here. If you're talking about like first day of school or something, whatever it is, this will be like the next part of the story. Okay, here's that little F part. I'm just going to throw it in right now so you can hear it. 2, 3, chorus. Course maybe is about recess now or something. Okay, so after the chorus, what's next? Try to answer this question. So we're on second chorus. That'll lead us to the bridge, which changes up and propels us strangely into the chorus again, but we double the chorus at the end. So remember our bridge started off, it was just going to be G, but at the last second I made a creative decision to go back and forth between G and F because I thought it sounded good. G. I just had another idea. I'm just gonna go from F. Okay, I'm gonna do a little chromatic walk. Maybe the bass player could do that instead of me. Hold on that G, last chorus. Wide open, the whole band's playing. Crowd's going crazy. Remember, double up the chorus, so it's going to be twice as long. Or go as long as you want. You know, if the crowd's going nuts, keep going. Then the very end, we just go back to the intro. Maybe a little bit of the verse feel, kind of muted, just because I want to fade out a bit at the end. Remember, the end is strange. We're going to end on F. People will be dying to hear that next chord, but you're not going to give it to them. Instead, you're going to go into your next song that you wrote. So that's just a general idea of how to throw together a song and the structure. And a lot of people might be like, well, that wasn't 5 minutes because I haven't really thought of the lyrics yet. Well, believe it or not, that's actually something you shouldn't worry about if you're just trying to put together song structures right now. Because like I said, you'll have gibberish lyrics on there. And you could listen to it. And you could say, okay, I just sort of hummed through the verse, so I don't know exactly what I'm saying yet. Fill in whatever you're inspired to do, or give it to the lyricist of your band the singer probably, and have them finish that part of it. In the future, I'll do a video on how to take words that you already have and then fit it to the song. But either way, you have to get the ball rolling, so that's what today is all about. We just wrote an easy four-chord song, and I know you could do the same. Remember, you just have to know what chords fit together and just experiment till something sounds good. Yes, probably an oversimplification of writing a song, but ask any songwriter that you meet, and they'll tell you that they have to do this stuff too. They have to go with simple stuff. They can't be too serious about it. Pretty soon an idea just will come to you, but you have to open those doors, okay? And those books I was talking about, one is called The War of Art. Check that one out. It's about getting the creative muse to visit you more often. If you ever feel like you don't have any ideas, this book will totally kickstart that. There's a book called The Artist's Way, where it makes you write out morning pages every day so that you get real creative right away in the morning and you stay that way throughout the day mostly. And then there's a book called If You Want to Write by Brenda Ullin, probably the most epic book I've read on the subject, and it'll just kind of open your mind to a whole new world of possibilities when it comes to creating. So check that out. Write your first song, use your own chords if you want, or copy what I did, and please send me a link to it if you do end up finishing it, and if you want to share it. I'd be happy to see it and check it out. So, okay, everybody, thanks a lot. We'll catch you at the next lesson. Bye.